today, and we're going to make this video specifically about time management, priority management, and specifically when it comes to your meeting. If you're having a meeting, time is of the essence. You ever heard the saying, they say time is more valuable than money? They say time is money. Time is more valuable than money for most people because you can never get time back. All right, so I'm going to share with you just a few concepts revolving around the Toastmasters meeting and how important time management is, and how to maybe use it a little bit more effective for your next meeting. Okay, so just stay with me, guys, stay with me. And also, by the way, my club that I'm with is Bold Literary Talker 708-973. And yeah, and I'm here to help you, so make sure you subscribe and like the page. Before I tell you about the time management, here's a quick trivia question. It's not really trivia, it's a question though. What is the number one thing that most people remember after they've heard a speech a week later? A week later, what do they remember the most? I'm going to give you the answer at the end of this video. Let's get directly into time management. So when it comes to time, it's very important. The average Toastmasters meeting is about an hour to maybe an hour and a half, depending on your club. The average speech is 5 to 7 minutes. And that's what makes Toastmasters powerful, because you make the least amount of words travel the furthest. So you take you can say more in 5 to 7 minutes than most people probably say in an hour, right? And usually, if you develop this skill, you're going to be powerful, okay? Because now you can do what most people can't. Now, what happens is this. You're going to come in with an agenda, or there's going to be an agenda set. But what happens when you walk into that meeting, you may have to make some adjustments to that agenda based on what's going on. I'm in a club where I've seen several clubs where there's 3 to 4 speakers and there's only 1 hour. So now you got 4 speakers, and they're trying to do officer elections, and they're trying to do table topics, of course, and then you want to maybe take a break. So we're like, you don't have enough time. So this is when you make your adjustments. First of all, one of the main persons who needs to make those adjustments is the Toastmaster. Because in between, as you're bringing different speakers up, keep in mind, yes, you are setting the mood for the meeting. However, people are not there to see you. So people are there for themselves and what they can get. So sometimes you have to just move that meeting along. Forget about trying to do a lot of talking. Move that meeting, bring up the next speaker and the next speaker. If you have to watch that clock to make sure that you guys are ending on time, because if you see that you have a lot on your agenda and you're already running behind, then hey, some things got to be cut out, period. You got to cut those things out. And okay, so keep this in mind. So as a Toastmaster, you're the first person to take responsibility. Second is going to be the general evaluator, as well as the table topics master. The whole team needs to be aware of the time. People sometimes think it's just the timer that's aware, but no, everyone needs to be aware, because everyone has to make some slight adjustments. What you don't want to do is just be straight up rushing. And then if people feel like you're rushing, you don't want to do that. But you do want, and this is why you come to the meetings, because you get practice. The more that you practice, the more that you can get better at using your time more wisely. So, give you an example. One thing that my club was doing that they didn't do before, they just started doing, is in between every speech, they would say, let's have 1 minute of silence for the speakers, for the evaluators who do their evaluation. That's up to the Toastmasters to determine if you're going to do that or not. If you need to move that meeting along, move that thing along. Also, make sure that you and your timer are communicating well. The timer needs to be aware of adjustments. The general evaluator, if you need to cut some of your comments a little short, do that. If you guys need to cut some things, do that. Because the goal is you want to have as many people speak as possible. The more people that come to a meeting, the better they're going to feel. The tension comes off of their back. They feel like they just exercised. They feel like they are part of the meeting. And that's what everyone wants. They want to feel ownership. They want to feel like they got something accomplished. If you have 2 or 3 roles and you come to the meeting and you see someone else doesn't have a role, hey, share their role. Say, hey, can you volunteer and help me out? So that way everyone can keep the roller coaster riding. Now, the key to doing this though is you got to prepare before the meeting. Speakers and evaluators should talk to each other before the meeting, okay, to determine what they're going to be working on. Toastmasters needs to talk with the speakers before the meeting. The Toastmasters talk to everybody. You need to know what your bios are, your introductions. If you do this before the meeting, you don't have to worry about fumbling during the meeting, and now you can keep that thing rolling. So again, that's why I say it falls on the Toastmaster as one of the main persons, making sure that time is of the essence. Get as many people to speak as possible. If you gotta shorten up your tape, if you need to have people, instead of them walking around the room and coming up to the front to the lectern, tell them, hey, if you know you speak next, wait on the left side of the stage. So that way, as soon as I call your name, you're right there, just like we would in the big showcase. So these are some things that I hope that will help you out. I want to answer the question, what's the number one thing people remember? Usually they remember how you made them feel. They remember the feeling. They probably can't remember your quotes, but they can remember how they feel. And sometimes if you painted a story, it was a good story with a good picture, they may remember what they saw. They say, I remember you had this costume on and you was moving around. I remember your story and I remember being excited. So keep that in mind. So that way you don't have to have so much content, because most people are not going to remember it anyway. So move forward with the time. With that being said, I am Dwayne Jackson, your mentor. Make sure you subscribe to the links below. Subscribe to the page. Also, like the page, click on for notifications, and support the page. Get some of the products and the classes below, and so we can help you. If you want to book me or want me to evaluate some of your speeches, send the emails, leave me some comments in the comment section. I'll let y'all later. Yes, I am the world's #1 evaluator, helping people elevate. In that order, place your order. Thank you. Peace. Oh, remember, it's time to communicate.